Hi there, Chef Jeff here at White Apron Catering in Lake Worth. Today we're going to do some gazpacho. Everybody likes a cold summer soup. So what we're going to do is we're just going to get started with this. Lots of fresh veggies and sits nice. You make it up, just let it sit there and just go with it. This is a wonderful one, and like I said, I like it. So what we're going to do is get started here. Get some cucumbers, and I like to seed the cucumbers out. I leave the peels on for the color and the flavor, but we'll just go ahead and do that. So I've got a cucumber, I've just split it down, and all I'm going to do is take a spoon and just pull the seeds out. And you can just drag it towards you, but if you see, the seeds will come right out. There you go. And then from there, we're just going to go ahead and dice it up a little bit. You don't have to be too picky about it. You're just going to want some dice because we're going to go ahead and process this up as well. So just give it a nice little gentle dice. And then we're going to throw this right in the food processor. I've already got some done up ahead too because I want to get this going. And we're just going to pulse these through. We're going to pulse all the vegetables through. We don't want them to be all mushy. We still want to have some texture to them, but we want them to be fairly uniform. So we're just going to pulse them. You know, and you want to get them and that's about what you're looking for. Maybe just one more. See that? That's about what you're looking for. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and then that's just going to go right in our bin, and we're just going to keep doing this with all our vegetables. Next up are tomatoes. I like the plum tomatoes for this. And these are pretty simple too. You're just going to split them in half, take the ends off, take that end off, and again, just give them a little rough chop just to get them started. And give them a little half. And I'll do about four or five tomatoes, depending on their size. And go ahead and we're going to do the same thing with those, just pulse them through a little bit. And I do them separately because they're all going to kind of break down at different, you know, the tomatoes are softer than the cucumbers and softer than the peppers. And again, see the tomatoes are right about where we want them. So we're going to go ahead and get those in there and get this all started. And then we've got our peppers. And I've got red and yellow bell peppers and one jalapeno. And we're just going to go ahead and just split those and just pull the stem off. And I like to pull that little centerpiece out too. Pull all the ribs out of there. And again, you're just going to give this a little rough chop. Now the jalapeno, same thing. We split it down. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get the stem out and all the seeds. You can leave some of the seeds in there if you like, but I don't like the seeds in it. I think you're going to get enough of the heat without it, and then go ahead and get all the ribs out. They're a little bit bitter. The jalapeno, you're probably going to want to dice up a little smaller. And we'll just give that a little dice, and then right in. And then I've got some more of the yellow and the rest of the yellow and red peppers and jalapenos in there. And we're going to give these a little pulse and do the same thing. What's nice about this is it's a nice quick summer soup. healthy, fresh, light, and it sits in the fridge nice. It's actually better when it sits for a little while. Go ahead and make it, and you can certainly eat it right away. But the flavors are going to come together much better after it sits for at least 2 hours. So you make that ahead, and then you've got it for the rest of the day or the week. And then I like to do a little red onion in there in the same way. We're just going to give it a little dice. We've gone through this before, but just going to give it a little dice. You could certainly, instead of the red onion, you could certainly use some of the sweet vidalias, or, you know, leave them out. But I think you need a little bit of the bite to go with it. So we got some red onion in there. And I like some olives too. So I just do a few olives. We're just going to give these a little rough chop to get them started. Then a couple cloves of garlic. 2 or 3 cloves of garlic, and just give them a little mash and a quick dice. And then that goes in there. We'll just pulse these through too, and then we're about ready to season it up. So then we get our olives and garlic and onions in there. All right. Now from there, we've got that. And I'm going to add about 3-4 cups of tomato juice. I'm going to put some V8 in there or whatever works good. I just like the tomato juice. I figure that works great. So add a little bit of that. Let's move some of this out of the way. And pull our seasonings over. We've got some salt and pepper. Got a little cumin. And I like some smoked paprika in there too. I've got a little sherry vinegar. I'm going to do about, I don't know, 3-4 ounces of that. About the same on the olive oil. You do like a nice extra virgin olive oil. And you're going to want about 3-4 ounces of that. Give that a little bit. Helps give it a little body and a little more flavor. Do about a tablespoon of some cumin, a little ground cumin. And about the same on that smoked paprika. I really like that. A little bit of salt and pepper. Give it a little, mix it up. I'm going to put a little bit of some cilantro in there too. Maybe a couple tablespoons. We'll go ahead and just give it a little dice. It gives it a nice color, and I think the freshness of the cilantro really goes well in the gazpacho. But we'll go ahead and put that right there. And mix that up. And then once that's all mixed, like I said, let that go ahead and pop that back in your fridge for at least a couple hours, and you're ready to go. When it's time for dinner, or you want to have a nice bowl of soup for lunch, you just go ahead and break it right out. But you have something that has a little body to it, but it's also light and fresh. Like I said, You got a little piece of cilantro left over, you're right there. There you go, some gazpacho. This is the way we do the gazpacho here at White Apron Catering in Lake Worth. 561-585-2985. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and like us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel. Thank you, Chef Jeff.